Hey guys, so listen, I'm about to do like a little eye look or something while I discuss. Oh my god, it is late right now. And it's late right now, so I'm looking crazy. Did I wear this shirt in another video? I feel like that's dusty. But anyway, I'm gonna discuss. Look, listen. I've been watching Korean dramas like no other. Like, my first Korean drama was Crash Landing on You. Let me know if you want me to make a video on Crash Landing on You. That's not what this video is going to be about today, but that is the show that started everything. If you haven't watched Crash Landing on You, what are you quick shout out to Albert. He's the one that put me on to Korean dramas, because once I watched Crash Landing on You, there was no turning back. Korean dramas is where it's at. So but the problem with watching Crash Landing on You is that if you do watch Crash Landing on, let me fix his lighting. Oh, I still look dusty. Anyway, the problem with watching Crash Landing on You is that no other show is gonna be that good. So it's kind of like you're gonna be searching your life away for a Korean drama that's that good. But either way, man, that show took me on a trip. But today we are discussing It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Now listen, this was the, I think, third Korean drama that I saw, and look, I watched the first episode of It's Okay to Not Be Okay, and I stopped watching. I stopped watching that show so quick. Like, I'm like, no, this is not, like, even though I'm big on mental health and it started off with mental health stuff, there's something about that show, and I think it's because like it didn't have the same vibe as Crash Landing on You, and I was kind of like looking for that. So I stopped watching that show for the longest time, and then, like, you know, as I was looking at and like looking for shows and stuff, I'm like, yo, there's nothing, like, I can't really find nothing that I feel like is giving me a vibe, right? So I'm like, you know what, let me finish this shit. I was mad that I had to finish that show. But okay, so number one about It's Okay to Not Be Okay, the main character, the guy, beautiful. Oh wait, hold on, let me make sure I look all right. Whatever, you're gonna have to accept me as is. Anyway, that's beside the point. I just wanted to make sure y'all know that he's beautiful. But like, the characters are so beautiful. Like, I'm always taken aback by these characters, because it's like, yo, like, why do they look so good? Like all the characters look great. But anyway, the show is about mental health, and the message that this show portrayed throughout the entire, you know, all the episodes was an amazing message. You know what I'm saying? The guy that played the autistic brother of the main character, and listen, you're gonna have to forgive me, I don't know the names. I, for some reason, have an issue trying to get the Korean names in my head. I can never get them in my head, and I can definitely not pronounce them. Like, I have actually tried and I can never pronounce them. But anyway, the guy that played the autistic brother, he played it so good. And, you know, part of me was kind of like, oh, I don't think he's actually autistic, but part of me was kind of like, oh, you know, they probably should have put someone that is actually autistic. But I don't know what that would actually be like. So, you know, whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. But either way, he did such a good job. And you know, the show, the reason why I was so intrigued by the show was because the main character girl, she has kind of like a personality disorder where, you know, she's not very empathetic. You know what I'm saying? And at first I was just kind of like, what are they trying to do with this character? You know, they're just making her mad, like, weird and like childish, right? But then you start getting the gist of it. She has a personality disorder, and so, you know, someone with a personality disorder, and then the guy who works in a mental health facility, his brother's autistic and all that. Why am I doing my other eye? I didn't even put, oh my god, I'm a mess. Anyway, and so the reason why she intrigued me is because I could actually really relate to her. And oddly enough, I can relate a lot of people to the way she was. Why does this look... I could relate a lot of people to the way she was. I'm not saying that, you know, I know people with personality disorders, and I'm not saying I have a personality disorder. I don't. But a lot of her characteristics reminded me of how girls have made toxic relationships a trending thing. Like, it reminded me how girls, and not right now, because I feel like right now we're moving towards a more, you know, healthy type of relationship, you know, what you call it, trend. But you know, back in the, like, a couple years ago, where girls thought it was cute to be all toxic and stuff, and you know, to be controlling with the guys and stuff like that. And so that's what that character reminded me of. She's very controlling. When she wants something, she wants it at the minute. And so the guy, on the other hand, he's very sweet. You know, he doesn't care about anything but his brother, so he's not looking for a relationship. He's not looking for anything. But she's like, yo, I want you. I want you. And so and so that kind of reminded me of a lot of girls in society, you know, not too long ago. And then the part that I liked about it is that her personality disorder, or her actions, or the way she sees things, you know, they explained why it was like that. It wasn't just because she was like that. It was a history to it. There was a history to it. And so they really dove deep into the history of why she was the way she was, and the trauma that the girl experienced at a young age with her mom. And so it's funny how that show all comes together, because the guy, his mom passed away, and so he was, you know, also just going through the struggles of having to raise his brother, because again, you know, his brother was very smart, you know, but there were times where, you know, he would get a little bit, you know, difficult to you know, be around. And so, you know, the guy was just trying to just deal with all of that. And so the guy and the girl come to love each other. And this, oh my god, like, this show is everything, because it has so much romance and it has so much mental health in it. And what more would I want? I don't want any more. I don't want any more than that. And so they came to love each other. And at first it was really hard for them to kind of, like, you know, just come to grips with each other, because they were so different. And she was trying so hard to control him. And he kind of didn't want a relationship. He was just like, yo, my brother, you know. And oddly enough, she was so good with being around his brother. You know why? Because she didn't see him the way other people saw him. She didn't see him as a kid with autism and we should treat him a type of way. She saw him as another regular human being. And she spoke to him like nothing. You know, she was not afraid to speak to him in any type of way. And he came to trust her and like her. And so it's a lot of aspects to the story, but pretty much they fall in love. She is rich and she's an author, and then she gets the autistic brother to become an illustrator for her books, you know, and that's like the end of it. And my favorite part about the show is when, I'm always gonna remember this, the autistic kid did the illustrations for her, and then the book was published, and he took the book to his mom's, like, they had like a tree or something with a picture of their mom, and so he went and showed her the book and he started crying, and I just lost it. That part that part was so sad. Like, I feel like crying right now just thinking about it. But he was so happy, and he didn't even know that he was crying out of happiness. Like, he was just telling his mom, like, look, I made this, and then started crying, you know. And so, you know, and I feel like in society, when it comes to autistic individuals, sometimes, you know, you don't see that side. You don't see the side of them being happy and crying with joy, and that emotion. Like, we don't see that a lot. And so I really like that part. Like, I really like the part where they showed him with the emotion, because I feel like autistic individuals in movies and shows are really portrayed as just showing like the emotion of anger, like when you know they going about a routine or something and the routine gets interrupted and then they start getting angry and anxious and stuff like that. I feel like that, you know, part, I feel like people really show in movies and stuff like that. But then again, it's not like I've seen so many movies with autistic individuals. But either way, you know, I've worked with autistic kids. I've worked with autistic kids for 2 years. And, you know, it's very rewarding. And so I felt like that show really showed that. Like, it really showed how rewarding being around an autistic person can be, especially if they're a family member or if you work with one. It could be really rewarding. And so that aspect I absolutely loved. There was other aspects, like what it was like to be in the psychiatric place that he worked at, you know, and yeah, I mean, what else can I say? I kind of like the fact that he was a pushover with her. I don't know, I have a thing where it's like I like guys that are pushovers. I don't know. Come at me. But like, he was a very big pushover with her, and so it got to the point where they became close, and her traumatic experiences were really getting to her. They were really stressing her out, and like somebody was like pulling a prank on her, pretending to be her mom, because I guess she didn't really know if her mom had died. She didn't really know even what happened to her mom, and so somebody was playing a prank on her and pretending to be her mom. And so, you know, she got really anxious, couldn't sleep or whatever, and they balanced each other out. You know, that was the romantic part. They balanced each other out. He, you know, knew how to calm her down. He knew that, yo, you know what, she's not who I thought she was. You know, she's not somebody that's just super cold and like controlling and a bitch or anything like that. Even though it seemed that way in the beginning, you know, she's not somebody like that. She's somebody that is hurting. And I think that is something that people don't understand, is when you have someone that may seem angry, someone that may seem out of touch, someone that may seem maybe not even empathetic, they're probably hurting. Who knows, you know? You don't know the full story of people until you know them deeply. And so this show really went into that. And so I really appreciated that. And I just loved how, oh my God, why am I a mess? I just loved how all three of them became such a family. And I don't know, man, there were so many sad aspects to it, so many romantic aspects to it. Like when he said, I love you to her. I love that part. Like when he said I love you to her, because she was like walking away from him or something like that. And she kind of had been dying for him to say the I love you. Got my HelloFresh recipes like all up in my ass. And oh my God, let me go wipe this off. So she was kind of like fiending for him to say like I love you. And then what, I guess at the time it wasn't the right time to say I love you, but it was still romantic. Like to me, it was romantic. And so like she heard him, she kind of stopped, but she kept walking because it wasn't the right time. She was like upset or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. It is a lot about mental health and how, you know, people are going through things that are deeper than what it seems like, and pretty much it's okay to not be okay. You know, in the movie they were really stressing, he was trying to stress to her that, yo, you know, you can express yourself. You know, if you're feeling this type of emotion, it's okay to feel like that. And so I don't know, it's just overall such a good show. It came so close to crash landing on you in terms of how good it was. If anything, I might even, no, okay, I'm not gonna put it over Crash Landing. Honestly, you can't put anything over Crash Landing, but it came pretty close. It was so good. I feel like if you're not the type of person that likes romance and or that really is into the mental health thing, probably you won't see it that way. But to me, it was the perfect show. If you like romance and if you're for mental health and you like mental health messages, this is the show for you. this is the show for you. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I've watched other Korean dramas, and why are they calling me from my work phone? That's actually kind of creepy. Like, it is literally 8 o'clock almost. I watched other Korean dramas, and they have not stuck to me. Like, they have not stuck to me at all. Like, you know, and then there's ones where it's like I hate the ending, or like the ending just drags out, and that's been for the past couple months now with me. Like, all the Korean dramas that I'm watching are just like, okay, this needs to end right now. But it's okay to not be okay. And Crash Landing, beautiful. Like, I could not ask for anything better. Let me see, what should I go in with? What do you guys like? I'm gonna go with this one. Does it go? I don't care if it goes, cause it's 8 at night and I just wanted to talk about the show. And now that I'm talking about the show, I don't know what to say. But yeah, if you watch the show, what is your favorite part? And if you do watch Korean dramas, because I can't get enough, what is your favorite Korean drama? I have had people recommend me Korean dramas, and it's just not, it's not a vibe. Like, it's not hitting the spot. It's just not hitting the spot. I think it's because those two shows are so good that now I'm just utterly disappointed with everything else. It's so bad. Right now, I am currently watching Law School. I gotta tell you, I'm bored. I'm on like the second or third, but I'm bored, guys. Like, I'm trying to stick it through because that's how I felt with It's Okay to Not Be Okay. If you're gonna watch It's Okay to Not Be Okay, get through the first episode, get through the first 2 episodes, and then trust me, you're not gonna regret it. So I'm trying to stick it through, and every Korean drama that I started, I'm sticking them through. But there have been some ones that I'm just like, no. Like Love Alarm. Is it Love Alarm? Is that what it's called? No, it's not called Love Alarm. No, I haven't watched Love Alarm. I'm sorry, it's not that. A Love So Deep, or a Love So, I can't even remember the name. A Love So Something, where she's like obsessed with the guy. That show was such a big no. Like, and funny thing is that it was entertaining enough to keep me through the entire season, but it was a huge no. Like, I left that show like somebody had to almost pay me to finish the show. What else? I watched Reply 19. I think it was 88 or something like that. Yes and no. I feel like with Korean dramas and love triangles, they always choose the guy that I don't want, and I hate that. Like, I get so emotionally invested in these shows that when it doesn't go the way I want, I hate it. And I feel like Crash Landing on You and It's Okay Not to Be Okay went the way I wanted it to go. Like, they did it so perfectly. Like, if I had produced shows, it would have been just like that. But let me know if you guys want to see a Crash Landing on You review. Look, I watched that show 3 times already. Come at me. I've watched that show 3 times already, and you guys know how long it is. Like, it's super long. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. Let me see if I could think of anything else. You know, like, I low-key want to talk about Crash Landing now so bad, but I'm gonna save it for another video. But let me show you the picture of this guy. Like, he's so beautiful. And you know, the funny thing is that I saw this guy in Crash Landing on You, and I'm like, there's no way this is the same guy. Because in Crash Landing on You, and let me just tell you, he appeared in like 1 scene, and then I saw him in another, I think, like, I just saw in another show. I'm like, yo, that does not look like the same person. But either way, in this show, he was bomb. Like, you guys, can you see that? Wait, hold on. Can you see him? I don't think you guys can see him, but whatever. He's bomb. Like, anyway, okay, that's pretty much it. Look, I just wanted to do my makeup just to have something to do while I talk, because I know you guys don't like to just hear me talk. What do you guys think? that looks trash, I know. But anyway, that's it. That's my review of It's Okay to Not Be Okay. When you watch the episodes, you have to have an open mind, because at first it just seems like it's not a lot of substance to it. But as you go by and as you get emotionally invested in the characters, it's a lot. It's a lot of messages, beautiful messages, you know. And then the psychiatric hospital staff kind of become your family, you know. Sorry. And also like the little side stories, like the one of her what was it, of her publisher. I think it's a publisher. I watched this show a long time. I like the publisher. I like his storyline and how somehow he ended up with the girl. Anyway, I won't ruin for you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe, blah 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 blah. Let me know what K-drama is your favorite. What should I watch? What should I review? Should I review Crash Landing on You? Also, should I review scary movies? Because I really want to review The Last Exorcism, because it is my all-time favorite scary movie, and it is the scariest movie I've ever watched. But somehow nobody agrees with me, and like most people haven't seen it. So would you guys be interested in scary movie reviews? Because scary movies are my favorite. But anyway, let me know what you guys want to see. Make sure to check out my other channels, which I'm talking about very important social issues. Could be controversial, but either way, check them out. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next video.